Hi and welcome. My name is Kelly and today we're going to be strengthening the lower body. You need a tube which you should check by running your fingers along it like this to see if there's any nicks or wearing. Once you've checked your tube, place it on the floor out of the way. Keep some water handy for hydration, clear away your space, wear some sturdy athletic shoes. Let's get started with the warm-up. Bring your feet a little wider than your shoulders with your toes pointing straight ahead. Soften your knees and lengthen out through your waistline. Pull your shoulder blades down and back. Lift your chest, lengthen through the top of the head. Take the right hand up, hinge at the hips. Left hand up, hinge at the hip. Do it again, right hand up, press the hips forward, hinge at the hips. Keeping your knees soft, hinge at the hip. Lift up and roll the shoulders back. 2 times, big circle. Take your right hand, reach up and pull back. Do that again. Reach and pull back. Inhale, exhale. Now roll the shoulder back. 2 more. Other side, reach up and pull back. Stretch the side of the body and pull back. 2 more. Side of the body, knees soft as you reach up and over. Last one. Now roll the shoulder back. 2 more. Squat down and up. Sitting back, keep your chest facing forward, warming up the legs and lower body. 3, 2, and 1. Shift your weight to the right and sit back, opening the left inner thigh. Press your hips forward, shift across to the left. Sit back, open through the inner thigh, and press your hips forward. Let's shift across to the right. Sit back, opening the left inner thigh, lift up, other side, shift across, sit back, and lift up. Now circle your hips. We're going to be strengthening the lower body with some really great functional movements. Circle the other way. Now functional movements transfer into your daily life, like getting in and out of a chair or walking upstairs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come down. Separate the feet wider apart, toes slightly turned out to 10 and 2. Squat down and press your knees open. Drop your right shoulder down, look up over your left shoulder. Other side. Press the left knee back as you look up over your right shoulder. Do it again. Shift across, dropping the right shoulder down, pressing the right knee back. Other side, look over your right shoulder, press the left knee back. Come to the center, press both knees back. Lift up, roll the shoulders back. Step your feet hip distance. Step your right leg all the way back onto the ball of your foot. Dip down. Take your right hand, reach up and pull your left elbow down as you dip down. Now lift up and dip down. Lift up and dip down. Up. Pull your elbow down, reaching upright, up, and pull down. Now press your heel to the floor. Lift and press. 2 more times. Step forward, other side. Take a big step back with your left leg onto the ball of the foot. Reach your left hand up. Pull down with the right. Lift up and pull down. Up and pull down. Up and pull down. 1 more time. Reach up and pull down. Pull the other elbow down. Press your heel to the floor. Now lift up and roll the ankle. Pressing the heel towards the floor, warming up the ankle. 1 more time. Step forward. Separate the feet. Roll your shoulders back. 1 more time. Roll your shoulders back. All right, now let's set up my timer. We're going to do each exercise for 45 seconds with 20 seconds of recovery in between. Pick up your tubing. Let's anchor it underneath the right foot. Have your feet hip distance apart. Pull the tubing up to your hips, or for more challenge, you can pull up to the insides of your shoulders. Elbows forward, palms of the hands face inwards. Knees are soft. Take a big step back with the left leg and step forward. Do it again. Back and step forward. Bend both knees. Step back onto the ball of your foot rather than the whole of your foot. So you're bending your left knee down, almost as if you were going to kneel to the floor. Come up tall in between, sink down and lift up. Big step back and come up tall. Dig your right heel into the floor to come up. One more. Bring the tubing down, pull up to your waistline. Kickstand your left foot. So you have a little bit more weight, about 80% of your weight in your right leg, just 20 on the left. Hinge at the hip and lift up. Now to make this more challenging, you can pull the tubing up to your chest, hinge forward and lift up. So hinge and lift. Bending at the hip and coming up tall. You're going to feel this in your hamstring, the back of your thigh on the right side. You'll also feel it in your glute, your rear. Just on the right side. One more time. And bring your hands down. Bring both feet onto the tube. Separate your feet. Keep your knees soft. Cross the tubing over and pull up to your hips. Penguins. Press the legs out to the side. Keep your chest lifted, like a little penguin walking. Push out to the side and slightly behind you. I'll show you side on. So you push back just slightly. If you were standing on a clock and your feet are at 9 and 3, you're pushing back to 8 and 4. You'll feel this in your rear, at the sides of your glutes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Uncross the handles. Take your right foot out. Step your left foot in. Let's repeat the rear lunge and hinge on the left. Pull up to your shoulders or to your hips to make it easier. Take a big step back with your right leg and step in. Keep your feet hip distance apart. So as you step back, you're stepping back directly from the width of your feet. Step back onto the ball of your foot so that your heel is lifted. It does make it a little harder to balance, but that creates that balance challenge is going to strengthen your balance. It's also more effective because it allows you to get deeper into the lunge. One more. Bring your hands down. Now you can pull up to your waistline, or for more challenge, pull up to the shoulders. Kickstand your right leg. Keep your left knee soft, chest up. Sit back and lift up. Hinge. I want you to dig your left heel into the floor. Hinge at the hips rather than bending from the waistline. Slightly tuck your chin so you're keeping your neck in a neutral position. Your gaze comes down as you hinge forward. Lift up tall in between. One more time. Bring your hands down. Step both feet into the tubing. Cross the handles over. Pull up to your hips. Penguins. Chest up, knees soft. Sit back slightly. Pushing out to the side and slightly back. So you start with your feet at 9 and 3, as if you were standing on a clock. Then you lift and push out to the side to 4 and 8. Keep your knees slightly bent, so you're almost in a semi-squatted position. Pressing back and diagonally. So pressing diagonally back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Step off the tubing. Circle your hips a little bit. And let's go into our next sequence. Stand on the tube on your right foot, so anchor the tube underneath your right foot. We're going to do a sumo squat. Your left leg is going to step diagonally back. Bring the handles up to your shoulders or keep them at your hips. More challenging with the hands at the shoulders. Here we go. Step diagonally back and step in. Now this exercise is an important movement. You're opening through your knees and your hips. So press the knees open as you sit back and squat. Knees aligned with the toes. So glance down at your knees and make sure the knees are open in line with your toes. Press them back. Very good. Bring your hands down. Step off the tube, anchor the tube underneath your left foot, take a step to your left. Pull both handles up onto your right hip. Left hand on the thigh, standing tall. Side lunge to the right. Let's go. Side lunge, push off, and step in. So each time you push the floor away, bring your feet together. The right knee bends, left leg is basically straight. You push the floor away, hinge at the hips. Your left hand is on the thigh, just for some balance and some support for your torso. Push. Sit back. Keep all 10 toes facing forward, so your feet are parallel. One more. Come back to the center of your space. Step back into the tube. Get the tension even between right and left sides. Cross the handles over. Pull up to your hips. Chest up. Semi-squat. Sitting back through the hips. Take 2 steps to the right. 2 to the left. So they're little steps. You're keeping your feet apart. So don't let your feet come together. Two little steps. Shoulders are down and back. Keep a proud chest, but keep your knees slightly bent and your hips slightly back. You'll feel this in your glutes. One more time each way. Okay, hold there. Uncross the handles. Step your right foot out. Anchor the tube underneath your left foot. Sumo squat. Right leg steps diagonally back. Hands to the hips or hands to the shoulders. Let's begin. Open the knees and come forward. So press the knees open. Glance first at the knee that's in front. Press it back. Align it with the front of your foot. Now check the back knee. Also, press the knees open to stretch your groin. This strengthens the inner thigh as well as the thigh. You can feel that very much in your left leg. Press it back. One more. Bring your hands down. Take your foot off and anchor the tube underneath your right foot. Take a nice big step to your right. Bring both handles into the left hand at your left hip. Right hand on the front of your thigh. Knees together, feet together. Take a big step to the left. Big step out. Push the floor away. Nice big step, push the floor away. Sit back, keep all 10 toes facing forward. Hinge at the hips. Push. Sitting back, 10 more seconds. It's about one more rep. Bring the tube, separate them, step both feet into the tubing, cross the handles over, pull up to your hips, lateral walk, squat down, semi-squat, knees soft, hips back, chest up, hands close to the hips, 2 steps to the left, 2 to the right. So there are 2 little steps. Keep your feet apart. Don't let your feet come together. That's a big part of the exercise. 2 little steps. Keep a proud chest. Almost there. I'm sure you're feeling it because I can feel it. Last one. Take the tube out from underneath your feet and circle the hips. Okay. Last series of movements. Bring the tube and anchor it underneath your right foot again. Pull up to the hips, or for more challenge, pull up to your shoulders. Crossover squat. Cross and come up. Now, some very important things. Keep your hips square to the front and your hips are not twisting, so they're staying parallel. Glance down when you come down, you'll see that your left knee should be behind your right calf. The foot is just across a little. So it's just a slight crossover. Do one more. Bring your hands down for a moment. Roll your shoulders back a couple of times. Side squat. Keep the tubing anchored underneath your right foot. Pull up to your hips, or for more challenge, pull up to your shoulders. Step out to the left, squat down, and tap the toe. Push the floor away with your right foot. So you'll feel this a little bit more in the right. Squat down and come up. Keep your chest high. So it's a squat rather than a hinge. There is a hinge, but there's more knee bend than just a pure hinge at the hip. Keep your knees soft as you come up. One more. Bring your hands down. Step onto the tube with both feet and shift back. Take a few steps back. Cross the handles over. Pull up to your hips. Monster walk forward and back. Sit back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back, 2, 3, 4. Now just keep going. 4 steps forward, 4 steps back. Keep your feet apart. Keep your knees slightly bent. Don't drag on the tubing. When you drag on the tubing, it wears it. So that little steps, lift the foot and place the foot with precision and purpose. Here's the last one. Uncross the hands. Take your right foot out. Anchor with your left foot. Cross over. Bring up to the hips. For more challenge, come up to the shoulders. Now you're going to cross the right foot back. Chest up. Here we go. Cross and come up. Keep your hips square to the front. So it almost feels like you're pulling your right hip forward to square it off as you step back. Glance down and check to see that your right knee comes behind your left calf. Step back onto the ball of your foot rather than the whole of the foot. One more. Hands come down. Roll your shoulders back. Side squat. There's 2 more moves, then we stretch. Side squat. Pull up to your hips or to your shoulders for more challenge. Step out to the right, squat and come up. Now the left leg should be doing a little bit more to bring you up. Don't push from your right foot. Unlike a side lunge where you push off, you push the left foot into the floor to come up. Push the left foot into the floor to come up. Squat and come up. You got 10 more seconds. Keep your chest high, sit back. You'll be feeling the left leg. Let's do one more. Bring your hands down. Come to the back of your space. Get even tension right and left. Cross the hands over. Pull up to your hips. Semi-squat. Sitting back. Monster walk. 4 steps forward, 4 steps back. Let's begin. Little steps and little steps back. Try not to drag on the tubing. So take deliberate little steps, but keep your feet apart the whole time. They're small steps. Small steps and back. Last one. And back. Uncross the handles. Take your feet out. Put your tube off to the side. Okay, let's stretch. First of all, starting with a hip circle. Hands on the hips. Circle your hips in one direction. Nice big circles, keeping your knees soft. Other way. Nice big circles all the way through. Now push to the side. Press forward. Push to the other side. So push into the side of the hip. Push forward. Push to the side of the hip. Push forward. Side of the hip. Push forward. So you go back to 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. Now to 8 o'clock. 4 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Now, side to side. Shift your weight, roll your shoulders back. We're just going to loosen up the hips and upper back. We did all that stabilizing with the tubing, so I want you to just roll the shoulders back. Now shift across to the right. Push your hips forward. Shift across to the left. Sitting back and push your hips forward. Let's do that again. Shift and lift. Shift and lift. Bring your feet closer together, hip distance. Step your left leg back. Flex your right foot. Hinge at the hips. Feel that stretch in the hamstring? Now, scoop, lift, scoop, and lift. See if you can scoop a little deeper each time. Lift, flex the foot, scoop, and lift. Roll your shoulders back as you change sides. Flex the left ankle. Hinge at the hip. Scoop, and lift. And lift. 2 more. And lift. Scoop. And lift. Separate the feet. Roll your shoulders back. Now, step your right leg back, just behind you, onto the ball of the foot. Step your left leg a little further forward. Dip down until you feel an opening through the front of the hip and the front of the thigh. Bend, and then take, like we did in the warm-up, take your right hand up. Reach back. Pull your elbow back and roll your shoulder back. Step in. Other side. Take a nice big step back onto the ball of your foot. Dip down. Now take your left hand, reach up and slightly back. Squeeze the glute on the left. So give a good contraction with your glute. Dip down and come up. Roll your shoulders back. Separate the feet hip distance. Step your right leg back so it's staggered. The right toe is lined up with the left heel. Hands on the hips or wherever you want them. Bend and straighten. Stretching out the calf on the right side. Keep your right heel down. All 10 toes face forward. 4, 3, 2, and step forward with the right leg. Other side. Make sure your feet are parallel, straight ahead. Keep your heel down, your left heel down as you bend the knee. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Face forward. Shake out your legs a little. Take a big deep breath in, reach up. Exhale, open through your chest, open through the front of your body. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you feel stronger and refreshed. There's nothing like having a strong lower body. It keeps you independent and powerful, walking up and down stairs, up hills. It helps you walk faster. So many benefits. I can't wait to move with you